Tell me what you want, what you need. Tell me what you wanna give. How much blood would you bleed? I'ma tell you I'm a misconceiver. I'm a believer. Someone better kick my fever. Tell me it's 100 degrees underneath my whole flesh. Everyone tells me it's a bit of a mess. I'ma tell the risk I was never at the end. I would never get this off my chest. Oh, I'm forgetful. Someone better tell me I was always on the edge. Overstay your bearings, I would never underestimate. Oh, barely, my bets are off. Everything was better off. Oh, barely, my bets are off. Everything was better off. Take your eyes off me, don't want to see me when I'm gone. Moral of the story was you're wrong. Everything I gave and everything I lost. Good things come at a cost. I left it on your head, and when you ever overstated, your thoughts are never everything you wanted.
Right at the convergence of the Three Rivers on Art Rooney Drive, we welcome you to Heinz Field in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. Nothing like the fanfare of introductions to an NFL game, and that was in evidence a moment ago. Fireworks, pyrotechnics, you name it. This crowd is ready as their guys get set to match up between the Baltimore Ravens and the Pittsburgh Steelers. Set to go now in Week 6 of the NFL season, and we are underway on EA Sports. And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback.
Here we go. Secure. Number 53. Mike 53. Let's get it together, defense. Let's get it together.
They'll throw on first down with Jackson. An incomplete, crisis averted, almost picked. Instead, second down.
And that's one he's got to be happy to have back. There wasn't a hole open in the zone.
You'd have to think on early downs like that first down there, need to be a little bit more careful.
Yeah, fortunately for him, got a couple more downs to play with.
An incomplete pass leads to 2nd and 10 from the 25. Now a carry for Portis. And from the 25, they work this to the 29, a gain of 4.
Typically, we think it's the strong safeties that are better tacklers, especially closer to the line of scrimmage amidst traffic. But in this case, how about the free safety coming up and making the big-time play?
Check. 53 Mike. Check. 53 Mike. Watch the slant. Let's go. Let's go.
On third down, Jackson. Flushed out right. And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield. And they pick up 25 as they convert on third. Little glimpse of his athleticism there and what they're going to have to deal with. He can use his legs to dance around back behind the line of scrimmage and beyond the line of scrimmage.
And wouldn't you love to get a copy of their defensive scouting report going into the week? Because that's been stressed the whole time. Keep him bottled up. Keep him in the pocket. But it's the first drive of the game and emotions are running high. Someone forgot that, trying to make a big play and gave up a bigger one instead.
And just no chance of turning the corner. He can only get back to the line of scrimmage. 2nd and 10 coming up.
2nd and 10 at the 47-yard line.
So after the run for no gain, here's 2nd and 10.
Come on, boy. Go. That's it. 53 is the mic. 53 is the mic. Watch the screen. Watch the screen.
From the gun, Jackson. And this one incomplete. Too much contact to hold on to that one, and it's third down.
Didn't have a receiver open downfield, and as it turned out, couldn't even find his outlet man because of the coverage. It was way too tight, unable to find anyone open.
An incomplete pass on second down. That muddles things a little bit here. This is 3rd and 10. From the gun, it's Jackson. Escaping the pressure right. That's incomplete, but there is a flag down, so hang on. A big call coming on third down. Some boos coming down right now from this home crowd after that call.
Yeah, and that was because of the pass interference. Call, but for a second there, I thought maybe they'd gotten a look at my appearance as Othello in the high school play.
You were Othello?
Not a good one, let me tell you.
So they'll come up first and 10 now from the 33. They run the counter. McKee, and they'll get him down after a pickup of 8, 2nd and 2.
Despite the blitz, they're still able to pick up a nice, solid game. The disadvantage of blitzing often alters the normal spacing and run fits and leaves creases like they were able to exploit right there.
Watch the pass. Watch the pass. Alert 3. Alert 3.
On second down now. McKee. 2 yards on the carry there, and it's going to lead him to third down.
Well, we just saw a great example of what we talked about with his coach prior to the game. He's definitely one of the better linebackers at reading a play and flowing to make the stop before it turns into something big.
Off the play fake, here's Jackson. Forced out to his left. And he can't get rid of it. He's taken down. And, Charles, they only needed a yard there. They try to pass the football. What do you think?
Well, I can't really go all out and kill them for the call because that 3rd and 1 fake and throw it over the top for a big play, that often does work. But in this situation, the pressure got to him.
They're going on 4th down. It's Jackson. He gets it to Brown. Complete. Now Brown, he lost the football. And it's picked up by the Steelers. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back. And hindsight 2020, I think they probably should have gone for the field goal, right?
The 3 points would look really good right now. But I think what we just saw there, analytics really starting to creep into the game because more and more teams are saying the more you go for it, the better your odds of getting it, the better your odds of scoring 6 points instead of 3. They took a chance there. It just didn't pay off.
Yeah, right here, the anti-analytics guys go thumbs up. Running right, here's Okoye. And he goes nowhere. He'll lose yardage back at the 17. That's going to go as a loss of a yard, and it'll be 2nd down. After the loss to start out, here's 2nd and 11. Operating from the gun, Bradshaw.
2 plays so far, a run and a pass attempt, and both have gone backwards.
Probably not how they drew that up.
Not at all.
Looking for a better play coming up on 3rd. Now a handoff here to his running back. And he's going to be taken down shy of the 5-yard line. It's a gain of just 3, and the offense likely going to yield to the punting unit here on 4th down. Here's Lachlan Edwards now. And no room for error here as his first punt comes from deep in his own end zone. That's taken on the 25. Great blocking, nearly sprung him there. 28-yard return. And the Ravens set up well to begin their drive as it'll begin in enemy territory already. Jackson on 1st down. He's going to find his running back. It's complete. The 20. A gain of 32 that time.
Tell you what, partner, you get the football in his hands, just give him a little bit of open space. As we just saw, he can make you pay.
And he wasn't the top option there, but check down turned into first down and then some. A run with Portis. And stopped a few yards shy of the goal line at the 3. Add the gain here to the previous play, and it's better than 40 yards total. Throwing is Jackson. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down.
Well, that was point counterpoint, wasn't it? They decided to throw for it on 1st and goal. Instead, the defense counters with pressure, and the defense wins, getting a big sack.
So first down went in the wrong direction. They're at the 13-yard line. Here's 2nd and goal.
Let's go, let's go. Hey, we got Mike, number 53. Mike, 53. Too little,
To throw is Jackson. Steps away to his left. He'll try and run it. And he's able to work it here to the 8-yard line. He'll end up getting 5 out of that, but now they're looking at 3rd down. Jackson. And that will be caught, but out of the end zone, says the field judge. It's ruled incomplete. The Steeler defense locked in, forcing an upcoming 4th down. Now to try the field goal, here's Daniel Carlson from the left hash, a chip shot here. Carlson able to put this one through. And the Ravens strike first at 3-zip. That drive took him inside the 10. Good job defensively to hold him to 3.
Yeah, I like how you did that. Give a little tip of the cap to the stop troops there because they didn't give up a touchdown in that situation, right? Made them kick the field goal. And, yeah, points went against them, but that feels a whole lot better running off the field.
And he will be taken down here as the first quarter of play will come to an end. 3-0 after 1 on EA Sports.
Haywood. Shoot.
Throwing on first down. Bradshaw. They'll find Juju Smith-Schuster. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. The Steelers picking up 15 yards there and a first down. One play has him up past the 40 already, and another 1st and 10.
Hey, Alpha. Ready?
From the gun, Bradshaw. He's going to float this one deep right side. And that is incomplete. Took a shot there on first down, but he couldn't reel it in. Those passes out that far wide always make you hold your breath a little bit. Felt like it was in the air for a while.
What it does is allows a defender to gain some ground, come from a long distance, and have a chance to affect the pass.
Into double coverage, and it's intercepted. Picked off at the 20. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back.
Partner, when you're playing cover 2, this is like a tag team for the safeties. Each of them gets a half-field responsibility. Their job, stay as deep as the deepest receiver in any zone, read the football, and go make a play. In this case, the free safety made the best play, an interception.
This will be a short gain of 3 before he's brought down at the 22.
When we see those runs to the perimeter, when we see those runs to the edge, we think about big breakers, don't we? In this case, it was a modest gain, but it does open up possibilities here on 2nd down.
I can't believe they let you play. I can't believe they even let you play. Out, 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 out. Let's go. Come on.
From the 22, Jackson, and that is incomplete. A lot of force bearing down on him there. He could not hang on. It's 3rd down. So he can't hang on, and as I watch that unfold, I remembered an expression that I've heard, maybe from you, I don't know, but you're going to get hit anyways, might as well hold on to the ball.
All right, you know a coach said that, right?
Yeah.
Not an actual player. No chance at all. Way easier said than done.
Now a third down throw, but it misses the target, incomplete. You can tell they were hoping for a flag there offensively. Several on the sideline motioning, hey, why not a penalty? Why not a penalty? What did you see?
Yeah, I think you've got to let them play, and the officials are instructed, if there's contact coming from both sides, no flag. Let them fight it out.
And forces fourth down. No returning this one. It sails out of bounds, and they'll spot it right at the 20. The Pittsburgh offense at the line to start their next drive. And this is a unit that, to be frank, doesn't look like they've woken up yet. I mean, a punt and a turnover on their first two drives.
And I think the game's starting to take shape a little bit now. And I'm going to take it into the basketball world. When you're having trouble scoring or moving the ball in basketball, what do? Get it to their best player, right? Find a matchup, create it, exploit it, and try and move the football.
To throw on second down. Bradshaw going top shelf for Smith-Schuster. Into heavy traffic, and it's intercepted. Picked off around the 27. And they're going to set up shop at the 27-yard line. So cancel the interception, pass interference.
And you know what else gets canceled? The return yardage. Makes the play, but now it's all for naught.
Topper! Hey, echo! Down.
On first down, Bradshaw. He'll find Smith-Schuster. That's complete. And they'll get this down to the 10. He goes for 18 there as the drive will continue. If you're going to blitz, likely going to leave you in man coverage with this guy, and that is less than ideal.
It is, because just about any offense that has an elite receiver, if you blitz and have him in man coverage, you're going to him, even if he has an elite defender on him, because he usually knows where the ball is before the defender does.
And forget about finding a lane. He barely had time to look up before he was planted in the backfield. Looking to throw on second down. Bradshaw. And his throw is incomplete. James Washington was the intended target, but now it's third down. He shook his head right when he released that throw. He knew it was going to be a little off target.
Yeah, the excitement got him on that one. Wasn't able to control the fact the receiver was open, and it would have been an easy throw.
Throwing on third and long. Bradshaw. And this is going to be incomplete. Austin Seibert sets up for the field goal try. Seibert able to knock this one through. And that will tie us at 3-3. So the drive stalls out inside the 15-yard line, but they do get 3.
And I've talked with enough players nowadays that when they have these types of kicks, that no one says to their guy, hey, that's just like making an extra point, piece of cake. Because the extra point is not a piece of cake anymore. But kicking a field goal from that distance, just give him confidence and let him knock it through.
At their own 27-yard line.
The Raven offense set at the line for this next drive. And it's been very much a slow start for them. 3 drives and just the 3 points seeded.
Yeah, if you're into the points per drive ratio, that answer is 1. And that's not going to get it done in a ball game. They've got to find a way to finish these drives in end zones, not having balls go through goalposts.
At the 26-yard line.
A loss of a yard there to start out. That leads to a 2nd and 11. Jackson. And a quick throw here, that's complete. They'll get 9 there as that sets him up better for third down.
An ex-teammate used to tell me all the time, I hate experienced quarterbacks because no matter what, you really can't hide what you're doing. And I think that right there, he knew right away where the blitz was coming from, where his primary guy was going to be, and he ended up going to a secondary target for a nice game.
I was just going to ask you, that wasn't the primary target, and he's so good at that, isn't he?
I think he knew right away.
A fight for the football, and it's intercepted. Picked off around the 37, and his guys are going to get the football at the 37-yard line.
And that's a great example of ball skills right there, partner. You and I do a lot of games, and I can't tell you how many guys look to run with the football before they've intercepted it. So that's a nice job of focusing on the task at hand and coming away with the interception.
And a big loss here as he's taken down.
Well, so much for setting the tone of the drive offensively. Giving up a big sack that loses that kind of yardage, not a great start.
So after the sack, a scenario you certainly don't work on too often. 2nd and 24. Back to throw. Bradshaw. He gets this to Devontae Adams. And he is going to lose yardage here. It'll go as a loss of a yard, and it'll set up third down. Second quarter, 2 minutes to go. Tie ball game. Need something from deep in the bag of tricks here after first and second down went backwards. It's third and very long. A reminder, once we hit halftime, as we do all season, we'll send it down to Jonathan Coachman in Orlando. He'll have all the stats and scores from games in progress around the NFL.
The best multitasker in the business, the coach.
Now on third and long, they'll look to throw. He's going to wind up and air it out. And that'll be incomplete. Well, they took their shot all right, but it comes up empty, and it's fourth down.
Even without a ton of pressure in his face, it just shows how difficult it is to pick apart his own defense. Those guys are sitting back, and they're not playing receivers as much as they're playing the eyes of the quarterback and when he delivers the ball.
Good blocking there, nearly sprung him. As it is, it'll go as a 19-yard return. And the Ravens, they'll take over. The Raven offense set at the line for this next drive. And following the interception, just any interception, are you a little bit more cautious when you start that next drive, or no, you just throw that out the window?
I think you are. I don't think that there's any way you can run back out there and go, totally didn't affect me. Let's just go ahead and be loose with the football again. You're going to take care of it, but you have to be careful about being too cautious because now you can't run any offense at all.
Still want to attack. We'll see how they attack him here. 8 yards the gain on that last run. Here's second and a couple. And to give this time to the tailback. And he'll only get a yard to bring up 3rd and 1.
And this is why aggressive defensive coordinators love to blitz. It wreaks havoc because they end up taking their attention to the blitzers, freed up the D lineman to make the play.
Jackson, he sets to fire deep. And that will be incomplete. Well, they weren't scared to let it fly, but it falls to the ground and brings up 4th down. Throwing the football, he's not as sharp as he was last week when he was over 70%. Right now, he's under 50%.
Well, that comes from extra game film, extra time. You know those guys watched him all week, saw how precise he was, and constructed a defense to try and chip away at that, and thus far they've been successful.
53, Mike. Hey, here we go.
They'll indeed go for it with Jackson. He rifles one that's intercepted. Picked up by Jalen Ramsey.
So that's back-to-back drives where they've thrown an interception. Ordinarily, we look at the offense and say, what's going on with your scheme? Maybe we should look at the defense and just give them a whole lot of credit. They've got them frustrated right now.
Go.
The Steeler offense here about ready for their next drive. A new life now following the late turnover. Maybe a chance for points here before the break.
Yeah, pretty nice situation they find themselves in because they're really maybe one completion away from giving their kicker a shot, and that gives them a chance to get some points up on the board.
Now the Steelers use the first of their 3 timeouts, as the clock will stop with 20 seconds to go in the first half. 2nd and 2. That'll be incomplete as the clock will stop with 14 seconds remaining.
Incomplete. Brings up 3rd down and 2.
After the incompletion, here now, 3rd and 2. Operating from the gun. Bradshaw. Open man. Smith-Schuster. It's complete. And he will have first down yardage as he's brought down at the 41. Now a timeout taken. Perhaps a chance for one more quick play and then another timeout if they hurry. We'll see. They'll run it now out of the gun. Now whistles and a timeout with 3 seconds left in the first half. So 3 seconds here remain in the half. On is the field goal unit to see about getting 3 points. And now a timeout defensively after that first down play. So they're going to make this offense sweat out half number 1.
On for the field goal. A 51-yard attempt.
And this is good. He got just enough to clear the crossbar as he drops it in from long distance. So if you like field goals, this is your game. 6-3, 3 field goals at the break. As we'll send you down to Orlando, we check in with Jonathan Coachman for our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach. And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback. The Pittsburgh offense at the line to start their next drive. They have the lead. Now they'll be looking to extend that lead.
And this is where I enjoy talking about one of my favorite subjects, tendency breakers, or counters as I also like to call them. You've done things in a certain way in the first half, and they've had the ability to see what you've done. They're going to make their adjustments. So guess what? You adjust yourself and try and stay ahead of the pace because you are looking for some separation in this ball game.
The adjustment to the adjustment.
Without a doubt. Show them one thing, hit them with something else.
And now this throw complete to Washington. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. Pittsburgh getting 16 yards there and also a first down.
First down. 1st and 10 at the 41-yard line.
We go! 50, plant. Defense. Let's go, defense. Hey, Delta. Who we got? Let's go, Mike. Go on. Let's go.
On 1st and 10, Bradshaw. Flush to his right.
Check it back.
Got an open man. It's Washington. Pittsburgh getting 16 yards there and also a first down.
As a general rule, offensive linemen like to know where their quarterback's going to be when he's setting up to throw the football. But sometimes they just have to get on the run, get on the move. He was able to do that on that play and picks up a first down with a nice throw.
Now he's going to swing this one out to his running back. That's going to go as a loss of 2, and it'll be 2nd down. They'll run it now out of the gun. And able to push forward for right around 3 yards down to the 42.
Tough first half for him, unable to put up the numbers he's used to producing. But with a guy like him, you and I both know it just takes a couple of explosive touches for him to make an impact on this game and on the stat sheet as well.
Switch it. Come here, switch it.
To throw on 3rd down. Bradshaw. They'll roll him out right. And that will be incomplete. We saw this a lot in the first half, and it continues. These receivers just not able to get much separation.
So that means they have to win the 50-50 balls. They've got to go up with the defender and find a way to start coming down with them.
And this time, contact and another incomplete pass. On 4th down, Bradshaw into a double team, and it's intercepted. Picked off at the 28, and they're going to set up shop at the 27-yard line. First possession of the third quarter, an interception, so maybe a second-half tone setter.
Indeed, and not the tone they wanted to set. That's the equivalent of running out the wrong door and running into your pool instead of running out onto the field. A real dud for that one.
Has that happened to you before?
No, but I've heard stories about teams actually doing that back in the good old days.
They'll run it here with Portis. And he will lose yardage and be backed up to the 24. A loss of 2 there, second down.
I think it's pretty evident we can say what a difference a week makes. Last week, he ran pretty much wild, didn't he? Did pretty much what he wanted to do. But this one, they've stopped him cold. That, to me, that's good scouting and even better execution.
Yeah, and they stopped him behind the line. Blitz coming, and down he goes. T.J. Watt in there to get him, and that is sack number 6 now for him on the year.
We are seeing 2 really confident defenses imposing their will on these offenses in this game.
Yeah, absolutely, going toe for toe. Just curious if one of these offenses can wake up a little bit.
Is there any way they can find something that can pop, something big to knock them back on their heels?
53, check 53. Let's go, D, tighten up. Let's go, D, tighten up. 53 is the mic. 53 is the mic. He can't hang.
There's Jackson on 3rd and long. Being chased up, Jackson hit, and he lost the football. And it's picked up by the Steelers. And he takes it back to the house. A fumble recovery for a Steelers score. This was a close game. They needed a little breathing room, where they got it right there on that return for a touchdown.
Yeah, we would say that this could be huge. Forget it. It was huge. Gave him a comfortable lead.
Extra point by Seibert, up and good. And his guys will take a 10-point lead. And you can bet they're preaching 2 hands on the ball here as the kick's away following that fumble return. Fielded about a yard deep. And he'll probably wish he'd reconsidered here. It will cost him 10 yards as he's down at the 15.
Well, conventional football 101, tells us if you don't get it back to the 20-yard line on a kickoff return, that's a disappointment. But some of these teams, special teams coaches, with approval by the head coach, they give them full authority to go ahead and bring it out and try to be aggressive. Almost what we call the green light, red light theory. Green light means go, red light means stop. Looks like he had green on that play.
Throwing now, Jackson up first down. That's caught by the former Sooner, Mark Andrews. That throw good for 4. It's second down. You know, despite the scoreline, I think they've got to like where they are here. They're on the road and just one big play away from getting right back in this game.
I'm going to follow right along with you because the spot they're in now is a credit to their defense. They've kept them in it by making the play.
And he's going to be intercepted a 3rd time. Picked off by the linebacker, C.J. Mosley. And he'll take this back down inside the 20. That interception sets them up beautifully already in the red zone.
And you can hear it all the way up here. Oski, everyone turned to block, find a spot, and now they're set up.
That is caught. It's Juju for the Steeler touchdown. Juju Smith-Schuster. His 5th touchdown now on the year. And the Steelers capitalize on the short field as they take it in for 6. Extra point by Seibert, up and good. And that'll make this a 3-score game now. The lead moves to 17. Following the touchdown, here's Seibert now to kick it off. This fielded at the 2. And he's going to get this across the 20 as he's out of bounds at the 23.
At their own 23-yard line.
Ready.
The Raven offense set at the line for this next drive. They're sort of seeing themselves spiral out of control. Let's see if they can get things back on track.
And this is where the coach is walking that line of being calm and really being firm with his team. I had one tell me once, when we were having a tough patch, this too shall pass, this too shall pass, and finally we kept having a rough patch. He said, but you got to do something to make it pass, and that's what they have to do. They've got to get some control back, get themselves reasserted, and calm things down.
See if they can get calm and reassert themselves here.
Big stop, G. Big stop. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. Go. Mike, number 53. Mike, 53. Know your job. Mike, 53.
On 2nd and 9, Jackson eluding the pressure right. Oh, he's got a little daylight. I know it's an emotional game, Charles. You can't do that.
And when you get into your film sessions and you argue your case with your coaches, that's exactly what they say at the end. You just can't do it. It costs your team.
Here we go. Set. And read. Watch tight end. Tight right.
Now Jackson on 1st down. Looking for his running back, and he's got him. And they're going to lose some on this play. Being knocked back to the 18. That'll set them back with a loss of 3 on the play. And that'll make this a 2nd and 13.
Single. Check 26. Tight. Watch left. Tight. Watch left.
Jackson fakes the give and keeps it. Jackson going to get this out to Brown. And he is going to lose yardage here. He lost 2 there, and it's 3rd down.
Well, I know it goes against the instincts of the person catching the ball because all you're ever taught is catch the football, don't drop it.
But drop it there.
Yeah, in that situation, dropping it would have been better. End up losing yardage, even though they completed the pass.
As good as a sack.
Yeah, how about that? Although they won't get the same credit for it, and it won't help them at contract time.
A rough go there on 3rd down, a loss of 4. I guess they figure they got to start taking some chances. Here's a big one in this 3rd quarter as he'll go for it on 4th down.
Check. What's the run? They're running it. Let's go. Hey, we got Mike, number 53. Mike, 53. Hey, let's get that up.
They'll try and throw for it with Jackson. Flushed out right. And my goodness, this is incomplete. Boy, it looked like he had it and dropped it. And this Steeler defense able to come up with a stop. Well, that's another mistake there on the drop pass on 4th. And we've seen him do things like this all game.
It's not hard to figure out why they're down by that deficit. They haven't made plays that are going to keep them in the game or win the game all game long. That's another example right there. It all boils down at the end of it to execution. Either you make the play or you don't.
Back now in Pittsburgh. It's Steeler football, and they have the lead as well as we begin quarter number 4. After the loss to start out, here's 2nd and 11.
Team 6. Check like 40. Get up.
From the gun, Bradshaw going top shelf for Smith-Schuster. And he's going to be intercepted a 3rd time. Picked off at the 39. And his guys are going to take over at the 39-yard line. The Raven offense set at the line for this next drive. And last time they were very fortunate, this offense. They went for it on 4, turned it over in their own territory, but the other guys held up. They didn't give up any points.
So how about the guy with the number 1 headset on the sidelines, the head coach? That was planned going into it, not necessarily to not get the 1st down or to have the defense have to hold up.
But he trusted his defense.
Trusted his defense very much, and I think that's how he's going to play this game. Go for it, be aggressive, because I've got the wild bunch backing me up over here on my own sideline.
Now we'll see what his offense can do. Here's Portis. And he'll lose yardage on the play back at the 45-yard line. And that sends him 2 yards in the wrong direction and leads to 2nd down.
Brings up 2nd and 12 at the 45-yard line.
53. Mike, 53. Here we go. Mike, 53.
On 2nd and 12, Jackson. And his throw's going to be incomplete. Devin Bush, the linebacker, was the one there in pass coverage. Just nothing there again. He's been sacked multiple times. We've seen the interceptions, of course. He's really been through the ringer, hasn't he?
And what we've seen is a defense that's well coordinated. The front and the back really in sync. The front putting on the pressure, the backside being ball hawks and picking passes off.
The Ravens on 3rd down. It's been a problem. Just 1 for 7 thus far. This is 3rd down and 12.
53 is the mic. I'm coming. I'm coming. Check. 53 is Mike. Check. 53 is Mike.
Jackson from the shotgun. And he's got his man, Marquise Brown. And now look at this. Big gain, but a fumble. And it's picked up by the Steelers. And the return will stop right around the 25.
And with that kind of a deficit, you can't afford to make any kind of mistakes. But it's been pretty symptomatic of what we've seen all game with them, isn't it? Down this big in the fourth quarter.
Yeah, you'd say an afternoon to forget, absolutely.
Watch the curl. Watch the curl. Watch the curl.
They'll try the left side with Okoye. And he's upended after a gain of 2 out to the 27.
Bottom line, they want to keep this clock rolling, so they'll take that one right there. They just want to keep falling forward, and they want to put the onus on the big fellas up front in order to bring this one home.
The last run got a couple. Here's 2nd and 8.
Zoom. Mike's 50. Mike's 50. It's been a long day for you.
Here's 2nd and 8. Escaping the pressure right. Looking right sideline, but it's incomplete. Devontae Adams, the intended receiver. And it'll bring up 3rd down.
Had an open man that time and ended up putting a little too much heat on it, don't you think, partner?
Absolutely. Just needed a touch more air under it. Instead, he fired an absolute bullet. And they're able to get this one across the 35. A Steeler first down on the pickup of 11 yards.
Brandon, sometimes it just comes down to the power of suggestion, because I know exactly what they said all week long. We're coming off the open week. We'll have the fresher legs in the fourth quarter, and they will wilt when we get to that point. And right now, it appears that they're thinking that exact thing.
Yeah, offensively, they had the bye last week. Defensively, did not. Is that really a big factor? Is that more talk during the week?
I think the more that you talk about it, the more that you emphasize it, the more sometimes it comes true for your team.
They only got a yard out of that last completion, and that makes this 2nd and 9. Now this one complete downfield on the left side, and he's going to be taken down with the first down at the Ravens' 44-yard line. Still throwing the football here, even with the big lead.
Yeah, I know you and I came up in a different era, and we think about sportsmanship and all that. Other people think about fantasy points and getting their numbers. That's all they care about right now.
Flush to his right. And the coverage terrific there as that's knocked down and incomplete. The incompletion there stops the clock. Any surprise they're throwing here late?
Ordinarily, yes, because you would think enough is enough. They've got plenty of lead, but I've seen this a bunch of times as well. The defense can crowd the line of scrimmage. If you just hand it off inside, you're getting your running back popped a lot as well. Sometimes the defense dictates it. If they're going to crowd it, you may have no other choice but to throw it downfield.
12 yards that time at a Pittsburgh first. From the 32 now. Here's 1st and 10. Looking to throw. Bradshaw going deep to the end zone for Juju. And that's going to wind up incomplete. However, we do have a flag down. Let's check in with our referee.
We go! 30 base. Hey, Hayward! Mike 40! Ready, ready!
Operating from the gun. Bradshaw. And caught in the end zone. Touchdown, Steelers. James Washington, his 2nd touchdown on the season. And the Steelers, they broaden their lead. Seibert on for the PAT. lead is now 24.
Next to score, Steelers 27, Ravens 3. Austin Seibert.
Following the touchdown, here's Seibert now to kick it off. And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback.
25-yard line.
The Raven offense set at the line for this next drive. And the turnover last time, that's sort of been symptomatic of their struggles here in this one.
Big word. I like it, though, because you're exactly right.
Like that, don't you?
All game long, they've struggled moving the ball, turning it over on the last possession. Is that word again, symptomatic?
Yeah.
I like that.
Your analysis, symptomatic of the success of this broadcast.
What I like is that you gave me the word, and I just kept using it.
That he will go down outside of the pocket for a sack. Tried to get away, but could not. C.J. Mosley. It'll go as a loss of about 8 as he gets in there to drop him. Now after that sack, it's 3rd and long for Jackson and the Ravens.
Check 53 front. Check 53 front. No chance.
Now Jackson throwing on 3rd and long. And his pass is intercepted for the 4th time today. Picked off at the 30. And we are inside of 2 minutes left in this lopsided affair. So the Steelers with the football as we get you reset. They've got it 1st and goal in a game that appears to have already been decided. They'll try and run for it on 1st and goal. And they are going to score again. Yet another touchdown as they just add to their totals. And, my friend, I think it's safe to say that this game is pretty much deceased at this point. It's taken a knee, so to speak.
It is definitely this victory formation. Take the snap, take the knee, call it a night, call it a game, call it whatever. I agree with you totally. I don't think there's much left to get except for those who want to run up the score.
I knew this was over about a minute ago when you took your stat sheet and just flipped it over your shoulder in the trash can.
Yeah, that's similar to the guys cutting tape off right before the game's over. We know this thing's done.
Following the touchdown, here's Seibert now to kick it off. And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line.
25-yard line.
The Raven offense set at the line for this next drive. They've lost this one. Their offense has struggled. Do they try to put together something here at the end just to take into next week?
Yeah, sometimes teams want to do that and coaches want to. I remember one time I was on a team and we were losing late in the game like this, and you knew it was lost. It was over, right? And the coach called a running play and pretty much said to everyone, I want to see something executed well before we get out of here. And that was the message to the team.
Just something to build.
Just something to build on, get it done, and maybe we can look at that and say, we'll get better as we go forward.
And he'll be out of bounds just shy of the 40. He's able to rip off 32 on that one. It's a 1st down. I have a pretty good friend, Charles Davis, who tells me that when he sees plays like that, strong runs to the right, reminds him of the 1960s Green Bay Packers.
Boy, those were the days back when the fullback actually carried the ball as well as blocked. Then you had a halfback. You had pulling guards, guys who could get out and run. And you can hear the great coach saying it back then. So we get a seal here and a seal here, and we run this play right in the alley.
Officially nothing on that last run. They'll try again, 2nd and 10.
It's just me and you. It's just me and you. It's just me and you.
And that'll hurt the average a bit as this time they're able to get him behind the line. He lost 4 there, and it's 3rd down.
Well, they have had success when he keeps the ball in the option, but not there. I mean, you just saw exactly why many old NFL coaches would say, don't use your quarterback in the running game.
And that play goes nowhere. Taken down, losing yardage at the 50, right at midfield. That'll be a loss of 4 yards on the play. And it'll be 4th down. And how about this? 4th and long, and they're going to go for it. To throw is Jackson. Throwing on 4th down. Now a desperation throw deep. And that is caught. Well, they're going to see this one to the end. They get a score, but pretty much an exercise in futility right now. Still down big. Now for the extra point, Daniel Carlson. And the lead is down to 24. Following the touchdown, ready to kick it away is Carlson. This fielded at the 2. So this one in the win column for the Pittsburgh Steelers. And they were buoyed, Charles, by a big second half that put this one on ice.
So you get the sense that whatever was said at halftime obviously hit home. I think it's a little bit more than that, though. Obviously, there are words that are said, and, hey, come on, guys, we have to play better. But sometimes it's just sharpening your execution, sharpening your focus, and maybe doing the things you practiced all week without major adjustments, just doing them better. And that got it done in this one.
So for the Steelers, they move back over 500 at 3-2 now on the year. And they'll get to stay home again next week. Meanwhile, for the Ravens, the loss will move them back to 3-2 on the year. And they'll get a chance to redeem themselves at home next week. So for our entire crew, alongside Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin. Thanks for watching, everybody. We'll see you next time.